Make me laugh.
All right, it's going.
Am I in the middle?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on. Say it again.
Can you hear me? I need to get closer.
No, you next.
No, you good.
I just don't want to be like this the whole time.
Yeah.
I got you. What about me? Am I good?
Yeah,
Should I pull them?
fam.
Just making sure I'm alright.
Bullhorn. All right. Let's get to the intro. Unceremonious. Welcome to episode 304 of Technical File Podcast. The sports podcast you ever needed.
It's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchup, aka Mr. Give It To Me. A little turf this week, but I missed my peeps and shit. I ain't even got them all. That's alright.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, wow. I am the Eric J.
I only know that.
The Eric J. Camille's not with us this week. She's under the weather, so please send good vibes. Did you just pour one out for her?
I did.
It's all right.
It's
It's
your
your boy K Harris, the gentleman,
Le Gentleman.
the everyday gentleman,
24/7.
so better known as KD. Thank you, sir.
For sure.
Yeah. So you can already tell what type of time this guy's on. So bear with us,
I'm on
please.
my own time.
Oh, demon now.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
But you know, if you want to call them names in the comments, please do.
No rebuttals.
On YouTube, where you can catch us every Tuesday night, around about 7 o'clock usually.
7.
It used to be 6:30. Things happen. We run off TV time. So between 6:30 7 o'clock, we get started. You can interact with us live in the comments. You know,
Share some love, share some thoughts, you know.
there you go. Outside. Please. But while you're there, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. We really need subscribers.
Click it.
What we used to say, like, just send it to people.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Yeah, it takes 30 seconds, man, to send.
Talk to them.
If y'all enjoy being part of this Tech Fall family, we don't grow without y'all.
Have fun.
So, you know, I feel like we do a good job of putting out good content for you guys, and you're listening right now. So, gift it to someone.
Each
Sure.
one, teach one.
There you go.
Teach them all.
Hey, these subscribers pissing me off, though, yo.
That's
We
right.
really need our subscribers up. Like, y'all wild.
Click it.
Y'all listen to every week. We seeing the views and all this stuff and the listens,
See you watch.
but the subscribers don't match it.
You listening.
So, get subscribed, man. It's easy as that. Do it now.
Easy money.
So I said Degeneration X.
Hey,
2 words.
Do y'all want to play Game That Needs a Name this week? Or do you want to do a hoop script?
What the hell is that second one? I don't even know what you said.
Hoop grids. So it's like a game it's like a Wordle type game where they like have a grid set up.
Mhm.
It has like an x-axis and y-axis, and on the x-axis it'll be like
Crossword puzzle.
not quite. It'll be like teams on the top. So it'll be like Bulls, Lakers, Kings, and then on the other axis it'll be the same. Will be different teams, but it'll be teams there.
Okay.
And then in the squares, you're supposed to match up like somebody that played for both teams.
Oh.
Or somebody that meets both criteria. So like sometimes it'll be like made 1,500 threes in their career, or was drafted first round, or played at Kentucky. Like
Interesting. Can we get like a visual of that, or that's just gonna be like? What about on YouTube?
Not that fancy.
Well, let's wait till Camille come back and do that.
Okay.
Yeah, then we'll do.
She might enjoy it.
Yeah.
I can see something already. I think. Okay, I see.
Okay.
I
So
see.
maybe next week we'll introduce the hoop grid.
Keep that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's by day, so
Dang.
like you get one grid per day, but you can go back and look at old ones. And do old ones. So like whenever there's a Bucks one, I'll be cleaning up. So like you get more points for how rare the answer is. Like
Bledsoe.
yeah. So Bledsoe, let's put in. He played for Bucks and the Clippers.
Yeah.
So he's a 17% guess, which really ain't that great.
Mhm.
But if you have like Bulls and Bucks, then like Craig Hodges, right? There we go. 0.6. so
Dang.
you
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like so like if you get somebody that's like super obvious, it's like, you know, the Thunder and the Warriors, and you'd be like KD. And it's like, well, everybody know KD played for it. So you're incentivized to get like more obscure people.
Oh.
So like actually if you look at my at Bucksburner on Twitter, never calling it X. Not every day for the last week, but like for the most part over the last week, like I've been sharing my grades and like I'm trying to get better and better. I'm kind of killing it too. But anyway, so like
Surprised.
yeah, I mean it's pure sicko basketball sicko shit.
Okay.
But yeah, Game of Needs name. Y'all got any topics? How's about television shows?
Any of them? All of them.
Any TV shows you can think of?
Damn, I forgot them all that.
I mean, we can go a specific genre, but or a specific channel. Ooh, do we do Nickelodeon shows?
No, we can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Wait.
I'm
trying
to everyone.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Lose them all. As soon as you say it, the whole thing just go blank. Yeah, we can do Nickelodeon shows.
Okay. Wait, I gotta catch up on the comments. My bad. Camille said, "What's up, y'all?"
What up, though?
Dwayne said, "What up,
I
though?"
poured one out for you, bro.
No.
Mark said, "Hey, y'all."
Good evening.
Camille said, "No, that grid game hard AF."
Nah.
Ooh, Camille cuss.
Nah.
Mark said, "Immaculate grid, yeah."
Yeah.
Camille said, "Probably harder to follow in audio form," which
Yeah.
Mark said, "Got 81 one day for the football one and a few days ago." And do cartoons count? Yes.
Oh, cool. Cracking.
All right.
I'm ready.
So your first one. So if you're not familiar with the game that needs a name, it is a rapid fire memory game that we play. We'll take turns. We'll name off the topic of the week, which is
Nickelodeon
television show.
There you go. You have 5 seconds to answer, and you don't get to repeat anything that's said by someone else. If you do either of those 2 things,
And you're out of there.
out of here. Last person standing wins.
I used to love Nickelodeon.
I was cool, so it should be easy for you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm gonna let you kick it off. So we'll go Tim, myself, Ken. Okay. We'll go back around.
Okay. Buckwater and Crazy Kids.
Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
It was Wild and Crazy.
Oh, that was the little dude. Did he talk like that?
No, that's another show.
Oh.
Not gonna get me.
Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Okay.
Yeah. Legends of the Hidden Dragon. Tempo.
We'll give you 10.
Hey, that shit count. Fuck y'all.
Our Real Monsters.
Rugrats.
All that.
It's Cousin Skeeter.
Doug.
That's all. Hey Arnold.
5! I had 5 lined up, but I forgot all of them. Damn, it's right there.
Just Jordan.
Rugrats.
I said that.
Yeah. Oh, really? Goddamn.
I had Rocket Power.
Oh, okay.
And I forgot it as soon as I was like, okay, I got Rocket Power.
I was going to go Sabrina.
It was Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark? What was
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah.
That was on Nickelodeon?
Wasn't that on Nickelodeon?
Goosebumps was, though.
Yeah, Goosebumps.
Now y'all got him.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Like, duh, bro.
It's the pressure. As soon as you get on the pressure, you're like, God damn.
You forget it all.
Exactly.
Congrats, Eric.
Yeah, Camille said it was not but wild crazy.
That's what
Hey, we gave Ken
You see, I let you get going, but it was Wild and Crazy Kids.
I'm about to say, but wow. I was like, God damn.
Because he said it in the thing.
What was
Like,
I talking about? Where the little boys were like, he talks
Wild Thornberries.
Okay.
That's Donnie.
Okay.
What was the show? The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Nah.
Yeah, I used to like that.
Cat and Dog.
Ren and Stimpy. That was my shit.
Cat
I still watch Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy. I had to sneak to watch it.
Ren and Stimpy
was
and
hilarious.
Beavis and Butthead. My mom was like, you ain't watching that shit.
Beavis and Butthead wasn't that bad.
Shit.
Yeah, really.
Yes, it
I mean,
was.
after watching, I watched Ren and Stimpy. So
You let
that's
your
all
kids watch Ren and Stimpy and Beavis and Butthead right now?
Hell no.
Exactly. It was that bad. Ren and Stimpy was Ren and Stimpy was wild.
It was wild.
Like,
because it was right in our face, but we was young, so we
like
really,
Rick and Morty wild.
Yeah.
we really didn't understand what was going on.
But in the
And that's
90s,
the
they
thing.
were getting more shit off.
They
That's
threw
the thing,
all
though,
the
like,
filthy stuff in.
yeah, but that's the thing though. Like parents be so like, cause you get the jokes, but like the kid don't. Like they
Yeah,
just
the
pay
kid
like,
ain't
oh, that's
understand.
funny. Like
Yeah.
he slapped the dude. Like that's what's funny to an 8-year-old.
You're
Not
trying to kill me, man.
not humping a log or whatever. Like,
Dog, that scene, that I remember
Motherfuckers
that
on the
episode.
seesaw and
The
shit.
seesaw, bro. He was
Wildin'.
giving it the biggest, bro. Stroking like a dog, bro. This is wild.
Yeah, the crazy music in the background, lights flashing and shit. Like, nah.
One
they
man's
was
lit a
doing too much.
cigarette.
Beavis and Butthead had plenty chicks with boobs on there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was music, but
I know this ain't Johnny Bravo used to be the show too. I
Johnny
know
Bravo
it's on
was
Cartoon
wild.
Network. Yeah.
Johnny Bravo
But
was
Johnny
wild.
Bravo was another one. Fab used to come out like
Hey, baby. Get smoked.
Johnny Bravo made Pepe Le Pew look like a
On the
feminist.
real.
oh man, my bad.
That's sexual
Hey,
harassment.
man,
Nasty
Pepe
man.
Le Pew, too. Like, I used to love Pepe Le Pew.
That fucking rapist.
Man,
Get
off me.
She pushing off, rapping, kicking his nigga in the face. He like, oh, what happened?
Okay, catching up on the comments. Camille said it was just Wild and Crazy Kids. I said,
Appreciate
Wild
it.
and crazy.
Mark
Okay.
said, did any of y'all say SpongeBob? They did not.
No, I didn't.
Sly said it was worse and the creator got in trouble for being a pervert. I'm not sure which show.
For which one? Johnny Bravo?
I'm not sure.
I'm thinking Ren and Stimpy.
Maybe.
Because whoever made that shit sick.
Yeah.
They gotta be a little bit off their rocker.
Oh boy, that made Drake and Josh and
Oh yeah,
like,
he was
the spinoff.
a predator, right? Yeah.
Damn.
Predator, yeah.
Like basically Nickelodeon turned over like the keys to the
Yeah.
network over to him, and then like it came out that he
was a predator on top.
and he had like a foot fetish, which he tried to sneak in like to every show. Like there was always like some feet shit going on.
Drake and Josh theme song is my shit though. And if you'd open up your mind,
All right, don't get us popped on YouTube.
I don't know.
On the real.
I ain't never watched that.
it's gonna taste.
It's too late for me.
That's why I said all the OG Cartoon Network shows were written by Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, they were.
And he said Ren and Stimpy was the one.
Ren and Stimpy,
Oh, okay.
motherfucking
No.
Courage the Cowardly Dog was Seth MacFarlane. Family Guy.
Wait. Sorry. Ren and Stimpy was the one with the pervert.
Oh, okay.
I thought so. Because again, that shit was kind of wild, bro.
Let's put this in front of the kids. This is wild.
Not at night. Prime time hours.
Mhm.
Woo.
Yeah, we getting bogged down. So let's get into the sports. Let's get into the sports. Tight. All right. We'll start with NFL.
Dun 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 dun.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame. I know legends. Refuge of Fuel, Michael Park, Beavis, who has been eating good, Chuck Howley,
Boy.
Joe Klecko, Marcus Ware, Ken Riley, Zach Thomas, and Wisconsin's own Joe Thomas.
Hey, congratulations, everyone.
Congrats. The biggest surprise of that night was DeMarcus Ware singing the national anthem.
I ain't watching, so
Boy, he was out there singing the national hit. Oh, say, can you see?
Did he do
Like-
a good job or he was gone?
He did the job. He did the job. It wasn't garbage because he sang better than some trap. He sang better than Fergie. But,
that's because Fergie tried to put some stank on.
Exactly.
right, but,
He plays basketball.
basketball.
If you would thought of like, I didn't expect him to sing the national anthem. So if you thought of a football player singing the national anthem, it sounded like a football player singing the national anthem that didn't have pipes.
Yeah.
That was just trying to sing the national anthem. So I applaud him for going out there because it takes a lot of balls to go out there and sing the national anthem in front of a national audience. But he did well.
That's what's up.
He did well.
Yeah. So like I said, Joe Thomas is from Wisconsin.
He is.
Brookfield, Central, I think.
Yeah, Brookfield Central.
Also went to the University of Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So I always think of Joe Thomas was cold at basketball. Like he used to kill. I used to like read the newspaper and see like all the local players and like Joe Thomas at Brookfield Central had like 20 and 20, like, and then they're like, and he's even colder at football, and then he turns out to be.
I'm kind of sad you ain't really follow baseball like that, then, did you?
Nah.
You'd have seen me in there all the time. I'm kind of sad.
Did you cut out your clip?
I gotta go to the library because I heard they archived a lot of the old JS Online and shit like that. So I gotta take a trip to the library and get my shit.
So you ain't doing it like in real time? You wasn't like.
I was at the time,
like,
but I'm terrible at holding on to shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have it or something.
I have to let him jacket and turn it in and shit.
White.
See, this is an argument my mama having. We ain't going.
But shout out to all of them. Like obviously Joe Thomas, Rondé Barber, Revis, Marcus Ware, Zach Thomas. Like I saw all them dudes play. All deserving. So
absolutely.
For sure. Congratulations, fellas. Watching Aaron Rodgers walk through. They was like, oh yeah, you know, this kind of it gotta be kind of surreal. Like you gotta walking through the Hall of Fame, trying knowing that you'll be there and you'll have a bus there one day. Like, yeah.
I don't like the dude, but like, there's no chance that he won't.
Exactly.
Yeah, like there's no ifs.
I mean, unless you pull the OJ. The NFL. I mean, that's the only way he's not getting in, though. The NFL handed out 4 different suspensions over the last week. Woo! So, Saints Pro Bowl running back Alvin Kamara was suspended 3 games for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy.
Don't be fighting, bro.
Colts cornerback Chris Lemons also got 3 games. Seahawks wide receiver Dwayne Eskridge and Chiefs defensive lineman Charles Omenihu are both suspended the first 6 games for violating the league's personal conduct policy. I don't know what they did. Saints and long-time Pro Bowl defensive end Cam Johnson agreed to a 2-year extension worth up to $27.5 million, locking in the veteran for the end of his career.
Congrats to him.
Cool. And then the Bears made 2 moves, signing defensive end Yannick Ngakoue for a 1-year, $10 million contract, and Mercedes Lewis.
So
always picking up our sloppy seconds.
Oh yeah, whatever works.
Yeah, but to be fair,
we got a tight end. We just need him to just he could be the second option tight end, so it don't really matter.
He might end up being your first option. Didn't y'all take Jimmy Graham back too?
No,
he went to the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Saints. But no, like,
well, since it's his team, let's go ahead and go first. How you feel about those moves?
No, I'm at the point where whatever we need to do to make it work. Like I said with Lewis, like he'll be a second option tight end. I'm fine with if he Packers sloppy seconds. Like, it is what it is. But I'm excited about the end though. That's a really good pickup for us. So I mean, we continuously making moves where we had our weaknesses last year. So as long as we put forth the effort to become better, I'm excited about it.
So how do you read those moves? Like, is it? We got in the camp and this team looks really good. Let's bring in some veterans to kind of help that, or
that's where I think we are right now. Like we're seeing that, like you can feel it. I mean, that's about it. Like it is what it is. We ain't playing the snap, so we don't know what the fuck really gonna happen anyway. But
I was gonna say on the flip side, it could be like all these young dudes we brought in at these positions. They look great. So
it could be
either or.
Like I know one of the main things is they were saying like our defense is fast. So I know like we got speed and everything like that, but you can never hurt when you can bring in some more vets, especially when you got such a young team. And yeah, we probably looked at stuff and we're like, hey, we probably need a little more help here. We needed it. We need edge rushing. So as long as we incorporate everything that we need to do and make the moves, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what we can do. Because still, we haven't had a fucking snap. We might be horrible, worst team in the NFL.
Like
and chill out, bro. But yeah, but I'm very confident that we're going to be a lot better than we were last year. Like I'm not jumping out the window and saying like, oh, playoffs and stuff like that, but I guarantee that we will be a lot better.
Appreciate you, like 10 wins.
To be fair,
Well, before we get to your point, I do want to catch up on these comments. I'm gonna get better, I promise y'all. What was the last name? Mark said that the Bobby chant last night in Vegas was great. Shells said, yo, yo, yo. What up, Shells?
what up?
What up, bro?
Dwayne said, biggest surprise was when they found out somebody ain't paid a light bill at the Hall of Fame game.
Boy, that shit was wild. How did them lights go out? Mid-game. Mid-game.
Maybe Beyonce was there again.
Joe Flacco.
Or Joe Black.
Sly said, Draymond face of a job. I don't know what that means. Just ugly.
Ugly? Yeah.
That's
the ugly.
That's all I got. And then Mark has a couple comments, so we'll read through those pretty quickly. He said, DeMarcus Ware was supposed to do the anthem with Demaryius Thomas before he passed.
Okay.
Said Brookfield's own in relation to Joe Thomas. Put Charlie Starp in the Hall of Fame in 2024.
Need to.
Yes, for sure. Alvin Kamara will miss the Green Bay game, so
Thank
that
goodness.
helps. Ngakwe is a good pass rusher, and Arizona exists.
Yeah, as far as being the worst team. Yeah. But so does the Texans. Okay, well.
Sorry. So, Bears lose. Go. Oh, the national anthem was Draymond Ugly.
It was. I didn't expect DeMarcus Ware to come out singing the national anthem. So when he was singing the national anthem, I was like, okay. Y'all didn't find nobody crazy. Y'all got a Hall of Famer to go ahead and sing the national anthem. He stayed within his range. Everything was the same, which was fine. He didn't do nothing crazy. Then he kind of turned up a little bit at the end, just enough to make it like, all right, bro, yeah, I appreciate you and shit like that. Like, good job. Unbiasedly, the Bears pickups were good pickups. Mercedes Lewis' biggest asset isn't just the veteran leadership, but his blocking ability for your team. You, in essence, picked up another offensive line. Because even if he's not out there running routes, Mercedes Lewis, if you look up the highlights, y'all signed Yannick Ngakoue, who used to play for the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. But Yannick is a good defensive end. Like, he's a really good player. Mm-hmm. Kind of surprised it took him this long to find a team, but maybe that was his choosing or not sure. But if Ngakoue's highlight, well, Mercedes Lewis, one of his highlights is blocking Ngakoue. Mm-hmm. It's literally stonewalling this cat as Aaron Rodgers shuffling in the pocket. So, on the, I guess, a double-edged sword kind of thing, picking up Mercedes Lewis, in essence, adds a sixth offensive lineman to y'all. If y'all do 2 tight end sets, you have another lineman, in essence. Mm-hmm. Great. Yannick Ngakoue is a good defensive end. Y'all weakness last year was the pass rush. Y'all was last in damn near everything pass rush related, quarterback pressure, shit like that.
So, but to interject, Dwayne says Yannick's last year in Indy wasn't great. So.
It wasn't the best. No, it wasn't, because like Kwity Paye, in essence, yeah, he became okay. Hey, he's the top pass rusher on this team, but that's not to take away from Yannick's ability. It's just he didn't necessarily. So he was a first round pick, and he didn't necessarily excel to the point where they thought, hey, this is a first round talent. But it's not like he sucks either. So from what y'all have to what y'all picking up, it's still an upgrade. Like I say, oftentimes y'all may have sucked and y'all got better, but that don't mean you still don't suck. It's just you got better than what you were.
It's fine. It's like you guys trying to.
I'm not. No. I said unbiasedly, they were good pickups. I did not. At the end, maybe.
You didn't say shit.
At the end, maybe. But I said those are 2 good pickups.
Go ahead.
I did say they were 2 good pickups for y'all because they
you just
are.
said a whole bunch of hate shit for the reason.
I did not say a whole bunch of hate shit.
I mean, you ain't gonna like Camille comment either. She said Lewis in Chicago probably won't be great either.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That's fine. I don't give a damn about the nigga.
I think it's good for y'all, though. Honestly, like I said, unbiasedly, it was 2 good pickups for the Bears because it's still helping improve y'all team. It's still helping get y'all better than what you were.
Yeah.
having an additional lineman as a tight end helps because he can still go out and run routes. He can still do late releases where he's blocking, and then all of a sudden he breaks off late and he get you a 5 to 7 or 10 or 15. Mercedes-Lewis ain't outrunning nobody.
Like I'll say this, like as somebody that's watched him, obviously the last couple of years in Green Bay, like he's not a security blanket in like the traditional sense, but like you can tell that he knows what he's doing. The blocking is always going to be phenomenal, and he has good hands. So like if you just if he's in the flat like within the 5-yard line, like
y'all good.
Like,
y'all good.
You know what I'm saying? So and like he seems to be a great vet for the team. Like I'm not on the team, so I don't know that. But like from reporting and from the way that Aaron Rodgers loved him, like he seems to be great in the locker room. So
it's a good pickup. It really
for
is.
A young Bears team, like I think that's the type of.
He'll bring some leadership and stuff.
Yeah,
he'll bring some playoff pedigree. He'll bring some moxie. Hey, this is how you conduct yourself in the NFL. He'll help groom the tight ends because y'all got Cole Kmet still, right?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, speaking of Kmet, Dwayne just said for the money they paid Kmet.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not gonna be a pass catcher to me.
Yeah. Right, but he'll be able to. Hey, this is how I did my routes. This is how I kind of read the playbook. This is how. If you don't want to really be a blocking tight end, but you want to block some, cool. This is to help you increase your value. You already got your money. This is how you become a better player. I'm on my way out. Shit. I mean, I know I ain't gonna be the number one guy. Here's what you can do to maintain. So he's a great pickup for y'all, like leadership wise. I don't know about Ngakwe's leadership ability, but I do know that his talent is enough for y'all to actually improve with your pass rush. It's not on no hate shit. I don't unbiased. Only ones I hate on bias.
But he ain't with hate shit, right? Ain't they hate?
I said the last sentence. It kind of sounded like it could have sounded like. I understand if you misconstrued it.
What's funny is like he's actually trying to talk up your because the comments are killing him. Shell said, "Man, the pickups were meh."
We don't know yet. I don't know what we. Hey, it is what it is. Whatever works.
Sometimes you need cats that will come in and just
like 2 games.
I don't know nothing about Lewis because I haven't watched. That's what I was like. I don't know.
Sometimes you need guys, and that's just me playing sports in general. Sometimes there are guys that are good for the locker room to be able to just like, hey, some people, because if you think about teams, there's always that one pessimistic person who's like, man, fuck that, we suck. This. There's usually one person that's extremely pessimistic, and then there's one that's extremely optimistic. Hey guys, look at the bright side. This. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you need that guy to come in and be like, hey, I understand what you're saying, Mr. Pessimistic. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Optimistic. Let's combine what y'all saying. We may not have been good today, but what we shown today, we can improve on and we can be better at. I feel like Mercedes-Lewis, that's leadership ability to be like, okay, I'm acknowledging that in today, we may not be that.
I don't know if we have enough information to make that assumption.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about him.
Right. No. I'm just saying, like, the actual dynamic of coming in and playing Peacemaker, I don't know if that's
I'm just using that as an example.
No, I get you. What I will say, though, is that, like, to your point about, like, teams needing guys that may not, like, their on-court, on-field production might not match what they bring to the team. Like I always think of like Ersan Ilyasova when he came back to the Bucks the last time.
Every time he came back.
The last time specifically, because like he was definitely on the down slow, but like Bud kept playing him. And like, why is he playing him? Why is he playing? It's like because he knows where to be. He knows how to keep shit moving. Like sometimes you need somebody in that spot. Like they may not be the most talented, they may not be the most athletic, but like with Mercedes-Lewis, it's like, all right, he's gonna protect your quarterback, who you invested everything in. Mm-hmm. Like he's going to be there. So like you don't have like some 7th round pick out of a D2 school like trying to block an edge rusher. Correct. You got Mercedes-Lewis there who can take care of it. Like it too. Right. It's a that's what I was saying about like safety blanket, where it's like you have a professional, you have somebody that knows what they're doing, and like even if like they're on the downslope of their career, they can still do that one specific task that you need done to make sure that everything else runs as it's supposed to. Because like that's not a weak link, correct, for what they need him to do.
You also still bring locker room habits. You bring game habits. You bring, hey, this is what we read, and this is how I read the playbook. This is what the time I take to do this. This is the time I set aside to do this. Like teaching them how to be better professionals. I personally liked it. I hated it and liked it at the same time. Cause I'm like, this is gonna help them be better. But On field, Ngakoue is gonna help y'all more than Mercedes.
To that point, Camille said Giannis has been with multiple teams over the last few years, and he's produced pretty consistently. But I don't know how many more years he's got doing it.
He only I feel like Ngakoue is only like 26.
I don't mean.
Yeah.
But we got to move on these mid signings according to
The mid signings. It's wild.
That's what the comments. That's the verdict. Because I ain't read all of them, but they're not impressed. But moving over to the NBA, we're gonna go from your NFL team to your NBA team. Lakers signed star Anthony Davis to a 3-year, $186 million max extension, tying him to the franchise through the 2028 season for a total of $270 million plus.
They gave him 3 years, 186.
The largest annual extension in NBA history at $62 million per year.
3 years, 186 is wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. $60 million players is coming.
I was gonna say, get used to it. Dude.
That's wild. Giannis getting 65 if he signs with us, maybe 70.
I don't know what his max is, but it's gonna be around there.
They said I keep hearing rumors that Shea will be the first $300 million player.
That's it. That's it.
That's some wild shit. That's crazy, dog. Guaranteed, because the NBA and the NFL, all that shit's guaranteed
for now. I'm trying to claw that shit back too.
Mm.
But I forgot who it was. It was some old player that pointed out like it's either max contracts or damn near minimum. Like the mid level, I think it might have been KG, but like that mid level is definitely getting hollowed out.
It was on the podcast or something like that. Well, I've heard it on somebody talking about it on the podcast. It was like,
whoever said it, like
Austin Rivers.
Okay,
that's where I heard it from.
He has a stake in it. But like, regardless of who said it, like it's still true. It's where it's like you either getting people that are getting like 60, 70 million a year, or you got dudes getting like 1 to 4. And then you got like a very small sliver that's getting like that full mid level, which now is around 10. And then an even smaller slice that's like between the max and 10 million. So like there's no middle class, or at least there won't be any middle class in the NBA going forward. Like you're gonna have stars, you're gonna have rookies and role players. Like that's pretty much what it's gonna be. I mean, that's what it's always been, but they'll be paid accordingly. Especially with the second tax apron thing. But Ken, Anthony Davis, 3-year extension. Good with it? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. It all depends on his health. If he could stay healthy for the duration of his contract, I don't mind. I don't mind, paying him what we paid him. Help us get a championship. When he's actually healthy and he's on the court, he produces. So I'm not mad at all.
$60 a year. Good.
I mean, he's technically part of our future, so we gotta keep him around.
So when do y'all start y'all transition?
Because
Bron and AD, I feel like are close. Even though Bron has more years on AD, I still feel like AD is creeping closer to the end of his career, but with his health injuries and his history and stuff like that. Like LeBron stayed healthy majority of his career, so we can understand why he's been playing this long. AD, it's the opposite end of the spectrum. So it's like you even said it. If he can stay healthy,
he don't got that many miles on because he's been hurt.
That's a lot of miles because he's been hurt. So like you can look at it that way. Like it's been a lot of injuries and a lot of time on the bench because he has not. That's why Charles called him street clothes. It's a lot of injury miles.
Like I don't think that you can take what his track record has been and apply it to the next 5 years. Because like people have been injury prone and then they get to their 30s and they just durable as hell. Like think about how often Brook Lopez was injured, like in his Nets days, and then say for the season before last, like he's been the most consistent, most healthy player on the Bucks for the last 5 years. So Steph Curry is another example, like to Camille's point.
Yeah, ankles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
ankle contract.
It's a bet on AD's talent and that he'll be healthy frequently enough to get a return on that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, if the alternative is you let AD walk, like, that's kind of dumb.
That's
So,
even worse. That's the stupidest thing.
it makes sense. Like, keep, embrace the star you have in hand as opposed to being like, well, he's not perfect and kind of.
Then we're not going to find anybody else.
Because there's one fact, which is LeBron ain't going to play forever. Like, we know. Yeah. The fact that he's 38, 39, and still probably like a top 10, 15 player in the league. Yeah. Like, that's already beating the system. Yeah. Like, you can't expect him, like, for the duration of AD's contract extension to be playing or playing at that level. So, like, you need your primary star, and you need it to be AD for now, and then just figure out who's the next guy once LeBron ages out.
Yeah. That's
why I was asking about the transitional period. Like, when do
I think that's the transition though. Like you were saying, like it's AD and LeBron. I was like, it's LeBron, and AD. You just have to you got to write it out. Like he's gonna be the one. Yeah. You just gotta figure out who.
You gotta find one in between. In the meantime, in between time.
I mean, they're the Lakers. They'll always
at least they'll sign somebody if they can. They don't draft nobody. They'll sign somebody for sure.
That's the other thing. Like I was gonna say, is underrated though. Is like how old Austin Rivers is. Not Austin Reeves is. Mm-hmm. So people be like, oh, he's young and up and coming. It's like he's 25 or 26. He's old.
He just it seems like he's young because he's new to us.
Yeah.
He's not yet. He's 25. Mm. I think that's the reason why he's so good.
Yeah.
He spent some time.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet where they were talking about the Team USA friendly against Puerto Rico yesterday, and like somebody highlighted the stats.
I missed that.
Yeah, it was last night. They won by like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I mean, it's Puerto Rico, but no offense. Like they didn't have Jose Alvarado, so it's like they should have done that. But it was like they highlight the stats of like Anthony Edwards, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jaren Jackson all had like around 15 points and had a nice like stat line.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, Brandon Ingram can't even stand down on these teams. Like he damn near 30, and these young stars are outshining him. Like half the people in that tweet are older than Brandon Ingram. Like Brandon Ingram was 25, Mikal Bridges is 26, Cam Johnson is 27. Like some of these players, like they spend 4 years in college versus the dudes that are one and done, and like it kind of throws off your perception of like how he's been in the league twice as long as him, but he's still young. So it's just funny, like thinking of like Buddy Hield's already 31, I think.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know he was that old.
I gotta watch these games, bro. I love like world championship, Olympic basketball too. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a big Team USA guy. You know, I'm from here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're in luck because the FIBA World Cup starts on August 25th, runs through September 10th.
They got a picture of Bobby and Paulo. They won 117-74. God dang!
Oh, see, I underestimated.
43. Shit.
Where is it? The Philippines? I'm trying to figure out where this year's tournament is at. I think it's the Philippines. Somewhere in Asia. But yeah, so AD is locked in. Sixers center Montrezl Harrell towards ACL, so probably for the year. So ladder shit aside, get Wilson, my guy.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
College sports.
Man.
We'll try to keep this brief because we'll get to our other kind of tentpole topic after this. But the Pac-12 is just
disintegrating.
Maybe not going to exist.
It's withering away.
So UCLA and USC are both joining the Big Ten this year, right?
I believe so.
Next year.
Okay. Well, that's already locked in. They're joining the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
This past week, Arizona State, Utah, and Colorado are all officially leaving the Pac-12 to join the Big 12 in 2024. Oregon and Washington announced their departure for the Big Ten when Pac-12's current media rights deal expires in 2024. Due to the media rights deal expiring, no team has to pay an exit fee. The next step is, does the Pac-12 decide to combine with a conference like the Mountain West, or do they go independent like Notre Dame? So really, it's Cal and Stanford that are kind of left holding the bag. Because, like, those are the two big schools that people really want to be. Oregon State, Washington State, y'all.
Right.
Y'all SOL. But
the Beavers, they can find us something.
yeah, the Mountain West.
That was always my thing, though. So, like, the Big Ten is huge now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 18 teams.
I mean, they're
like
coast to coast, literally. Like, you have Rutgers in New Jersey, and then you have USC, UCLA, Oregon. Who else was it? Washington, all on the West Coast.
On the West.
Like,
and then you still have like the Wisconsins, the Illinois, the
yeah. I mean, like they're literally spanning
wild.
the continent.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Thank goodness for Big Ten country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even I think who was it? I think USC. No, I think Washington flipped a 4-star quarterback who was gonna go to school on the West Coast, but because they're joining a Big Ten now, he decided to come this way. I'm like, it's gonna be crazy. But the Big Ten having all of these doggone teams in it, like the rivalries is gonna change. I wonder if the trophies are gonna change. Because you got Wisconsin and Minnesota got the ball by
I mean, they wouldn't change. Like they would just
create some new ones.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, like those predate the Big Ten conference.
Yeah.
Because like those are just rivalry games that exist between those two colleges. Like it's not really going to change anything whether they're in.
I like the new rivalries to be created in this conference. I do like that. I feel like Wisconsin and USC or UCLA gonna have a nice rivalry.
Maybe. I was just like,
I hear you.
Like, yes, they're technically in the same conference, but like, I honestly don't know how frequently they'll play each other, especially in football. Like, I think they're still gonna like make it regional.
So, like Minnesota will probably play the West Coast teams more often, like the UCLA's, the Washingtons, the USC's, shit like that. Maybe Missouri's go over that way.
Missouri in the Big Ten now too?
No, they're in the.
They were in the SEC.
Yeah, I think they were in the SEC. But everybody moving nowadays, bro. It's starting to get a little complicated.
To that point, I was talking about Cal and Stanford. Like, they're looking at the ACC, which is, again, Atlantic Coast Conference. Like, how you gonna have two teams on the Pacific? But it doesn't matter at this point. It's just like college sports are just gonna be Big Ten, or high level college sports. Gonna be Big Ten, SEC, ACC if they can keep it around, and maybe the Big 12 if they can rebound and get some better teams in, because like they lost Texas and Oklahoma.
But I think they might be gaining.
Well, they just those teams that we just named off.
Yeah. So they still gonna be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, like Texas was propping up pretty much all of the Big 12. So like losing Texas, but then getting in Arizona and Arizona State is like, okay, cool, but
their basketball programs are really help them out a lot.
But I'm saying like Texas has probably the biggest sports budget in college sports.
Football, basketball, baseball, like softball,
swimming, track, everything down the line. Texas does bigger than pretty much any other school.
NCAA supposed to come back next year to the football game. Yeah,
I know,
right?
Yeah, maybe. They've been prolonging that for a while, but I know that there was a national bill passed along. There was like the NIS.
They're trying to curtail like all the stuff from the NIL, but
so they passed it. Whatever the bill is, it's a national bill now, so it supersedes all the state and local bills passed for the NIL deal.
Who passed it though?
It was in Congress.
Was it only in the House or was it the Senate?
You know, that's a good question. I feel like it was the Senate. Because Ted Cruz is the one that introduced it, and they got that moved.
I mean, you can look it up. I don't know. While you do, Camille has some comments. Well, first, Shell said the Pac-12 getting Thanos snapped.
Yeah, they are.
Camille then said money rules it all. They move conferences for football, but it's going to affect other sports with less funds a lot. Travel is about to be hell. Camille just cussing up the storm today. And I'm going to need them to change the name of the Big Ten since it's like 18 teams now. Facts.
Yeah.
So as of July, this is the one I put up from ESPN. As of July 20th, the bipartisan trio of U.S. senators shared a draft Thursday morning of legislation that aims to create a uniform national law. We'll find the national law.
They introduced it, but that doesn't say it was ratified.
It was introduced into Congress on the 29th, and then U.S. Senate introduced its NIL bill to create a national public registry of NCAA deals 2 days ago, per Bleacher Report.
Yeah, introduces it, but like, doesn't mean it's signed the law.
Of course, Tommy Tuber bill is
yeah, and that's the thing. Like when I read that, I saw that a couple weeks ago. Like essentially, like they just went to like the coaches and the colleges and like, what y'all want to do? And then they just wrote the bill essentially, and they just stamped their names on it. So it's like it's still anti-player. Like they're just trying to put the genie back in the bottle, which I don't think they'll be able to do. Like they may be able to make some concessions, but like it's funny that the party of states' rights wants to make a national bill to kind of override states' rights. That's a different conversation for a different day. Yeah, man, college sports is just changing. Like,
it's gonna be wild, bro. Especially next year, because a lot of this take place like next year, like starts.
And I mean, it's the TV deals that make all the difference. Like that's why the Big 12 and the SEC are like the two big dogs in all this, is because they have the best TV deals. And like the Pac, what's funny is like the Pac-12 thought they were safe, like
because they had an Apple deal.
When they went from Pac-10 to Pac-12, like that was supposed to be like they trump card, like, oh yeah, we're set, we're solidified. Like they thought that kind of boxed them into we're safe, and then like the money just kept exploding.
7 to 8 teams in a week. That's crazy, dog. 7 to 8 teams in a week. You get down to 4 teams.
And 2 of them are the undesirables. Like Washington State and Oregon State were in that conference because of the non-state schools in their respective states. So sucks to suck.
Yeah, that's a tight.
Like I said, the other tempo event of the weekend was SummerSlam.
Yeah,
SummerSlam took place Saturday night. Some of the highlights include Roman Reigns defeating Jey Uso in the Universal title match. Seth Rollins retained his World Heavyweight title against Finn Balor. Bianca Belair briefly won the Women's World title, and then Io Sky cashed in her Money in the Bank contract. Shayna Baszler sent Ronda Rousey to the Shadow Realm. Gunther. I said highlights, but I'm just going to run through the card. Gunther defeated Drew McIntyre. He keeps his Intercontinental title. He's like a month away from the record, apparently. So I'm sure he's going to do that. Cody beat Brock. Logan Paul beat Ricochet, and then LA Knight won the Slim Jim Battle Royal. So, I hope you guys watched it, right?
Yeah.
In its entirety?
Yes.
What was your favorite match of the night?
That is actually a pretty good question, because I felt like the SmackDown Women's Championship was a good match.
Yeah, it was a really good match.
I did enjoy the Ricochet Logan Paul match, though. It was a spot fest, but
I mean, that's all it was.
Yeah,
I expected that. Like,
so that's very different.
Yeah, and they almost killed each other like 4 or 5 times.
That's what they do.
The Women's World title match slapped.
Yeah,
it was
a
really
great
good
match. The crowd for it was terrible. Like they sat on their hand, and like they did the same thing during Shayna and Ronda, and I'm like,
that was
earned.
Like, that was kind of
that was mid. That was unnecessary, but like it got Ronda out of here, so I think that they had to do it. But yeah, like for the. Like I was just disappointed because it's like the crowd really can make a match. Like we talked about that before, like the Puerto Rico show, the European shows that they've done. Like the crowd can really make a match. So like the fact that they were just like quiet and barely paying attention, it's like, come on, man! Like give them, not give them some love, but like just be invested in the match. Like they were doing everything they needed to do.
They was wrestling, bro.
And it wasn't even like usually with triple threats, it's like, oh, I'm gonna hit you and you gonna fall out the ring, and then it's a one-on-one match, and then you gonna come back in, you gonna throw the other person out, and then we gonna have a one-on-one match. And like they were all in there for a lot of
together
doing 3-way.
Personal.
But yeah, but you were saying, did you want to go with the SmackDown match? I mean,
I think I'm gonna go with the women's title match because, like you said, a lot of that match was really good, and there was a lot of interfering in each other's moves. There was a lot of double teaming every now and then. There was Bianca got me.
I was gonna say
Bianca got my ass. I ain't gonna hold you because
he was sending prayers in the group chat.
I literally, after she dropped, I heard her hit the stairs, and I heard her. I was like, "Oh shit!" I heard her fuck, I thought she really fucked some shit up. I'm sitting there like, damn, prayers for her, my nigga. I heard some cracking. I was like, God, dang, she out here getting carried off by like 4 people and shit. And then she come back like she on a rope shaking and shit. I'm like, damn, bro, she really giving her last for this knee. Yeah. Not even thinking about Io Sky whatsoever.
Yeah,
not even thinking that she's selling to win the match. Because what I thought, I was like, she gonna come back because she must supposed to win this belt. That's all I thought. I was like, she must be the winner of this match because she is out here on her last damn leg, shaking on this damn rope for a minute before she even flipped.
Hell no.
And it was all a sell for Io because of her knee.
She came on with the psych.
She's been working on this cry, scream, really sell this shit for a while because she started it with the Mist with Asuka. She was screaming hysterically and she was in the back screaming and crying. Cats were like, bro, you're doing a little bit too much. You're doing a little bit too much. But no, she's been working on it because she got my ass. I was in there like, damn. Bro, I was like, they all sent prayers for her and shit. I'm over here hurt. I'm like, damn, not Bianca.
Man. That's funny.
And it's really all work.
Yeah.
You did a good, man.
She does her job
You did good.
She does her job well.
You got me. But again, that goes into the match. Because even the selling, the drama, the build up, the whole nine, like even the promos, it was good. Like, it was a great freaking match. And then for Io to come in and cash in, yeah, it may have sucked. My wife hated it.
Actually, I like Io Sky.
I love Io Sky. She took Becky Lynch's thighs. But I love Io. It's just the fact that Bianca keeps losing. She is the victim of... Watch next time you motherfuckers like this. But I used to say that about Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch had thighs like this, now they like this. Now Io's thighs is like this, and Becky's is like this. Anyways. But...
Because
I'm
here for thighs.
She's flipping off the top rope a lot. So you gotta have the leg strength, the quads,
my man's here
and everything. Like, you gotta make sure that you got the stability to jump off this rope. But no, it was good for Io to win though, because now it kind of creates a whole new dynamic. Because what I thought of after she won was now you have Bianca, Charlotte, and Asuka on your ass. Like, them three was going against each other. So they can beat each other. But all three of them, we know, can beat her. So now it's like, you have to fiend off now. Her, but her, and her. Like, that is a problem. So it makes a good dynamic. You have Bayley in your corner. Bayley's always trying to down cheat for something. So, but then she also, as history has shown us, eventually will double cross the person that she's teaming with. And will try to take the belt herself.
I mean, they already set up that she's going to be jealous of it.
Exactly.
So, like, I think
so it's going to be great where you got two horsewomen, up and coming star, and Asuka, who's just always been a legend.
Consistent.
Like, it's going to be good for Io with the story. Like, if they can continue to build off of it and do something where all three of them are chasing her with Bayley in the background, so you have an essence 4. That's going to be great story for her. Just have her defend it, because I don't like the way that they got Rhea going. Rhea barely defends her belt. She ain't got no damn body to fight. She keep fighting Natty for the belt. Like, have her defend it.
Who's on Raw?
Ain't nobody on.
Everybody hurt on Raw. Which,
I mean, she's still been on TV.
She's been on TV, but she ain't been able to fight nobody because everybody that's contenders have gotten hurt outside of that. Other than that, ain't nobody really. Becky's been in with Trish, so she ain't had time to come over there with Rhea. So maybe Becky will finally slide over. Once she's done with Trish, because they still got a few going on. But at least with Io, you'll have time for Charlotte, Asuka, Bayley, and Bianca to. No, I need that.
Are we ready for heel Bianca?
I am, but I don't know if the company is, because I would love for her to join the new Hurt Business.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Because you've seen that Street
dope.
Profits is with
Bobby
Lashley now.
That'd be dope.
So now add her to it. Now you have another stable.
That'd be dope.
Like that. Well, what's that?
Hero.
Judgment Day.
Okay.
Esque, where you got.
Oh yeah.
3. You got the tag team. You got a strong main eventer, and you have a strong woman. So
I like that idea.
Bianca will be able to rival Rhea. You got the Street Profits for the tag titles, or if one of the two want to go for it in like a mid card title, cool. But Bobby Lashley's always gonna be a main eventer, and he can go to whatever belt. So I like that, and the New Day came back. So, but as far as the women go, like
wrestlers are up.
like They finally come because New Day came back last night.
Yeah.
So they don't.
You were looking at me. So
I understand. But
I know.
no, as far as that match goes, I feel like that match may have set up a lot of things as far as stories go, and the women may be the ones carrying the company again for a little bit. Since, like I said, there's a lot of injuries right now.
Yeah, there
are. Did you have a favorite match or not?
That match was my favorite match, but we could talk about Cody and Brock since that's my boy.
I'm sure.
I'm not gonna say like I thoroughly enjoyed the match.
Of course, he got his ass whooped.
It was alright. And I said that to you. I was like, I'm sick of him getting his ass whooped.
It's Brock.
But that's all Brock do. Brock get paid to whoop ass.
I saw somebody call him the American masochist.
Hell no. But no, I'm glad that this trilogy is over. I'm glad that how it ended. Like respect. Like all right, cool. Like
which was apparently unplanned. Like Brock just went rogue.
Yeah, they said, but. Well, we was just talking about like when Brock F with you, he F with
like
you
he will sell for your match.
Uh-huh.
If he don't, he just fucking you up.
Yeah, you can tell it when it was because Cody genuinely was like looking like, wait, what the fuck going on? Like, he was like, he was like, hold on, nigga.
Is it something that they ain't telling him, bro? Yeah, fine, he'll give something.
He put his hand on Cody like, man, hold on, man.
He remember when Brock opened up Randy Orton.
Yeah, bro. And Jericho was the one to whoop his ass in the back.
Whoop his ass.
According to Jericho.
Yeah. But no, I feel like that was a good match. I just want to see where the story goes with Cody now. I don't want them to go back to the Seth Rollins shit.
That's what it looks like.
But that's what it looks like it's going.
Well, now, like, obviously, Shinsuke is the immediate threat. But, like, I think... So, I did watch the Cody Rhodes documentary on Peacock.
I heard that was really good. I still haven't watched it,
bro. It's not because I'm a fan, bro.
It's a WWE documentary. Like, they're all well done.
Production by WWE has always been there.
And it tells his story. But like the one thing that they kept harping on is that he wants the WWE title, which is Roman's title now. Mm-hmm. So he wants that one. He said like that's the belt that Dusty won and had ripped away from him. Mm-hmm. So like his whole driving force in wanting to be a pro wrestler was to go win that belt, give it to his daddy. Yeah. So like they're building up that mystique and that mythos. So like he has to be not necessarily the one that dethrones Roman, although probably that's where we're headed. Mm-hmm. But like he has to get that belt. Like I don't think it'll be like his first world title can't be the secondary one. You know what I mean? Like so like they may tease the feud, but I don't think that they'll ever actually go there. Mm-hmm. Cause like you can't have Cody lose.
Exactly.
And you can't have Seth lose the title, but then you can't have Seth. He already down 3-0, so like Seth can't go down 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. You know what I mean? Like so, I don't think that that's where we'll go. It's just like those are the top two dudes, and they still have kind of unresolved beef. Yeah. Sly said Brock will be back when a black man gets the belt again.
Yeah,
boy,
he will. With a smile on his face and the cowboy hat on.
I'm here to take your shit, boy.
I saw that shit in Alabama, niggas. Payback. Boy. Coming to get this payback.
Oh, well.
You know what's funny, thinking of that Alabama boat thing? One of the first memes I thought of for wrestling was when the Hardy Boys was hitting Brock in the head with that damn chair. And he was eating this shit.
I don't remember
that. So Brock, the very first time that Brock Lesnar appeared, from what I remember, was he was destroying the Hardy Boys. Like that was his first time appearing on the main roster. And he had a feud with the Hardy Boys. And they were literally swinging from Mississippi or Alabama, hitting his ass in the head with them chairs, and they hit him twice, and that motherfucker ate them shit, jumped out the ring, and was like, ugh. Like, who the fuck is this big motherfucker eating chair shots?
Like the mixers for breakfast.
Dog, like it was. I'm gonna find the clip for y'all and send it to you. That shit was crazy. It scared the hell out of me. That's what made me. I was like, oh no, do not fuck with him. Not him.
What were your favorite parts of like we here? So what was your favorite parts of Fade in the water?
Fade in the whole thing. My man swimming. No, I think he was my favorite part.
Aquaman
swimming, rock bottom, and then my guy in unison stomping his shit. Like that was, I was like,
it was multiple things. It was from the skipping, like they was ready, fam. When you skip into a fight, bro, like you was waiting.
Like, they look like the Black Avengers.
Yeah, bro. And they put the little things behind them. I was like, dog. The chair shots out of nowhere. That was, man, it was.
Scuba Gooden Jr.
Scuba Gooden Jr., bro.
That's
y'all wildin'. Scuba Gooden Jr.
That is funny as hell.
Camille and Shell said it at the same time.
Yeah, damn, that's funny as hell.
I ain't heard that was Scuba Gooden Jr. That's funny.
That is hilarious. Honestly, bro, it's been Black Twitter has been the best thing that
boy, they went crazy.
It is, bro.
They went crazy.
It was a throwback. Like, it felt like 2014 over
I swear,
like,
dog. Everybody had all the jokes, bro. Just everything I seen was hilarious.
Yeah. It's some corny ones coming out now.
Yeah, it's a lot of corny ones. No, it's a video, dog, that they interviewing the actual chair, bro. And he said, we just started handing out charity. I was like, they interviewed the chairs, bro. It was hilarious, though.
I seen the TikTok of some dude swinging a chair in the field, saying he getting ready for the next one. I'm like, bro, what is going on? He was just in the middle of the field, just swinging chairs.
I seen a nigga put a beam on the chair. Put the gun beam on the chair. I was like, bro, these niggas.
And of course, the WWE had to throw that in there on Monday Night Raw. Somebody was getting jumped. They're like, this looks like the Alabama boat brawl. I told him, I was like, hey, they gonna get that in there somewhere. Corey Graves probably gonna get this shit off on Friday too, saying the same shit.
Thanks for getting us back on topic.
Sure.
Are there any new or continuing storylines coming out of SummerSlam that you are interested in?
I want to see what they're gonna do with LA Knight.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that because he over. I want to see exactly what they're gonna do. I know the speculation was he's gonna get his push after SummerSlam, so being able to see what they got cooking for him.
I hate straw man arguments, but I've seen so much chatter online about two things. One being LA Knight, the other being the Bloodline, which I'll get to in a minute. But it's like, I saw somebody who was like, Triple H lied. After Money in the Bank, he said, good things come to those who wait. And he was talking about LA Knight, and they keep making him lose. And he lost the U.S. title thing. He did this and did that. And I'm like, dude, that was like less than a month ago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, everybody wants immediacy. Like, they want, you got to build it up. One thing happens, and then it's like, okay, I want to see what the next 6 months of storyline is coming out of this. And if it's not exactly what I think it is, then it's trash. And it's like, but if it is exactly what I think it is, it's predictable. So like, there's no real winning here. So it's just like, just be patient. Let them tell the story that they're telling.
Yeah, exactly.
So with LA Knight, he started a feud with The Miz last night, which when he came out, I seen The Miz kind of getting mad. I was like, Miz he's an okay wrestler, but he's always been safe. But damn good promos. Like, I feel like if you're going to have a promo off with somebody, or somebody who you're going to have a rivalry with, and you have to sell the shit via promos, The Miz is a great guy to do it with, because he's always been great on the mic.
So like we were saying before about like Mercedes Lewis and Ersan Ilyasova, sometimes you just need somebody there that knows how to do the job, that keeps shit moving. The Miz is that guy. Kane used to be that guy the same way, where it's like, okay, Big Show too, where it's like, welcome to the main event. You need somebody credible to put you over. Like that's what the Miz is now. Like that's what Dolph Ziggler was for forever. Like you need people that can take a loss, but that can also like
it don't mean that
there's some gravitas to beating that person. So like for LA Knight, to your point, like his whole thing is talking like in ring, whatever. Like, it ain't great.
It's very creative call. Very call-like, very John Cena-esque.
But if you need somebody to go toe-to-toe with on the mic to really build up your mic skills, like, The Miz is the perfect foil.
Perfect. And their promo last night was, I was like, okay. This is why you need to go against The Miz. Because The Miz, he was like, yeah, we don't want to get personal. He's like, no, we're going to get personal. I'm a two-time Grand Slam champ. Like, I won every belt twice, my guy. You ain't did shit. I've been here for 20 years. You ain't did shit. You just a flash in the pan right now. Who knows where you'll be in 6 months? They probably won't even care about you in 6 months. They care about you today, but 6 months they probably don't give a damn. But me, I've been here for a while. I was like, shit. You ain't lying, no. Yeah. You ain't lying. And he's like, well, for the last 20 years, they go with you because you safe. You got kicked out of the locker room because they knew they can do that shit to you. You got bullied because they knew they can do that shit to you. You was okay with taking that shit. I'm not. That's why they ain't fuck with me. I'm like, look, that's fair. You're like, so now I'm here. Now I'm here to do this. Do what we gonna do. He was like, well, shit, you take away all my shit, my wife, my championships, the whole 9, and you just me. I was like, damn. So it was a really good back and forth with him. I was like, but him working with the Miz is going to help boost him, like you were saying.
And if you notice, like there's talking and then there's saying something. So like, LA Knight been talking and he been talking shit, but it's like all been like insults and it's like it's been funny. Like that's what got him over. But if you notice, like that promo from last night, like that's actually story. Like that's actually like getting it. Like it's showing like he has the range to do comedy shit, to do serious stuff, to really sell. You know, like, oh, you don't mess with the Miz. I want to see y'all fight.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So like, some people, like to Miz's point, like some people are just flash and pan you a catchphrase, you or whatever, because you only one note. Like think about like how over what Damian Mizdow was.
You're welcome.
Before you started working.
I was like,
but like he got
you.
over. But like as soon as like they asked him to do something different, fell off a cliff.
Okay.
So it's like again like WWE ain't great. Like y'all know how I feel about Vince McMahon, but like they work with more information. Like they know where they're trying to go. They know what people's limitations are for the most part. They'll give you a chance, but it's like I don't know. I don't know about you for this spot, but we're gonna try it out. And if it don't work, you out of here. So that's
here's your character. Make it work, my guy. If you can't make this work, we ain't even worry about you.
Yeah. But to my point about Bloodline, that's the other thing I've seen. Like now everybody's like, oh, it jumped the shark. So for those that didn't watch SummerSlam, Jimmy Uso came over, cost Jay Uso the match, turned on him, and that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know what's coming next. Like, y'all, Jimmy hasn't. Right. And it's like, you can hate it because it's like, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, they haven't explained it yet. They haven't given any story beats aside from he just turned on them.
Yeah. Now you just wait.
You don't know. You don't know where they're going. You don't know what their long-term plans are. You don't know anything. But it's, oh my God, it's Roman had to cheat to win again. Then
that's what heels do.
I do hate this shit.
That's what heels do.
That's
what heels do.
I hate it.
All heels cheat to win,
now, bro. That's what I was telling your wife. I was like, "Fuck Roman Reigns." He supposed to be the
like, I will.
It's on the line something right there. Don't mind if I do. Like it's your ass.
That's funny.
But that's the thing. Like everybody wants again immediacy. Like you want to know exactly what's going on, what's the story, blah blah blah. It's like let them tell it.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you can get to somewhere great out of the decision from Sunday.
Yeah.
And
definitely
like even just like coming out of it is like okay, this does two things. One, it allows Roman to move on to a new feud because like how you gonna get off like as much emotion and long term storyline that they've gotten through to get to this point. Like you can't just be like, okay, well Jay lost, so back of the line. Like you need something to kind of transition Jay into something different so that you can do Roman something different. Yeah. And then it's like brother versus brother, twin versus twin. Like that's some shit. Like that's a Mania match. So like you can use the next 6 months or wherever we are from Mania to build that up to the point where
Survivor
it's like,
Series.
Yo, that's gonna crack.
That's the next big one. So
you can set it up to where it's like a 4-way between all the members of the bloodline because they're planting the seeds of that. Like it's plenty shit coming out of it. It's like I'm intrigued. Like they did the same exact thing after WrestleMania where it's like, oh my God, like why they burying Cody? This is trash. And then you had like the best 3-month run of the bloodline after that. It's like what? Let them tell their story.
Now that you said that, I need it now. I would not mind at WrestleMania a fatal 4-way with the bloodline with the belt on the line. That would be crazy. Roman ain't got nobody to come interfere now unless you introduce a new. They got a million cousins. Unless you introduce a new cousin. But now
Rikishi gonna come out
right because everybody that was in his corner is now going for the same thing that he had. I would not be mad at a bloodline fatal 4-way match at WrestleMania. Because at that point, Solo would be he's already considered a contender, an issue. Jay is already main event Jay. Jimmy can do whatever. Like, nobody would expect Jimmy to win. But still, him being involved in that match based on what he's done on both sides, it's like
we have 3 years of them telling a very good story. So like, why do you think now it's just like, oh, they jumped the shark, it's over, it's all done. They've run out of ideas. Let's pack it up.
No,
like
they
no.
definitely got more entertainment.
Introduce Dwayne. Making a fatal 5-way.
Or he'd be the special guest referee.
Something like that, yeah. Like, that'd be... I'm with it. Like...
But again, like, I'm just throwing out ideas, which is like, yeah, there's still meat on the bone. Like, there's still things that they can do. There's still things that they can, you know, like, really get you to buy into. It's just like, give them a chance to tell a story. That's all I ever ask. Like, it's wrestling. Like, you can undo some shit with like one promo, existed. Right? Like, it's like, it don't matter. Like, it matters, but it don't matter in the long scheme of things. It's just like, let them tell the story that they're trying to tell. If it don't work, it don't work. But
go back to the drawing board.
I still hate the fact that nigga won. I hate Roman. But to be fair, as Jay was coming out, and he was on the ropes doing his thing and shit, I was like, yeah, no, he not ready for that. Like, no bullshit. I was just like, he not ready for the main belt yet. So when he lost, it wasn't necessarily like, oh my God, he lost. Granted, wasn't expecting Jimmy.
It was the way he lost,
Right, but it was out at the same time. I was like, yeah, no, not yet. Not yet. And it's not my call. But it was one of those things, like, there's certain things that the top guys do that you be like, that's him. That's
like,
it's
interesting that you point out, like, the arm thing, because, like, that's over as fuck. Like,
it is.
That's
but at the same time, I was like,
the visual of him on the ropes and doing all this, and the fans doing all of it to him. Like,
but at the same time, it was like,
but it's still too new. Like, you still have to get established. Like, that's the whole thing. It's like,
and I think that maybe
now he's a main event. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, when they started this thing, like, main event Jey Uso, he got that name because he main evented 2 pay-per-views.
He main evented 2 pay-per-views, but he was also like the main event of like a couple SmackDowns and Raws, going against like AJ Styles, going against the top names, Seth Rollins, and winning.
Right, and like, that's my point. Like, you make somebody a main eventer by putting them in the main event. So like, now he has a main event at SummerSlam. Like,
and WrestleMania.
Like, it's building a resume for him to get to the point where you're like, yeah, Jay needs the title. So like, again, let them tell the story. Like, that's all I'm trying to say.
It ain't over yet, bro. They don't have no off season. We're gonna keep seeing this shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't think I ever answered about like my favorite match, but like, honestly, the matches themselves were whatever. Is much more storyline stuff and intrigue coming out of it. Like Gunter and Drew McIntyre, like, they slapped each other a bunch.
Gunter!
The way. Sorry, well, this is the last thing before we move on for wrestling. But like, the way that he ended that match, like, he was just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done.
Boom!
I'm ready to get out of here.
He was like 10 moves in a row.
Right. Boom, 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 boom.
Clothesline. Throw him off the top rope. I'm gonna go ahead and kick you in the stomach. Now I'm finna powerbomb the shit out you, bro. It's the end of the match. I was like, dude, like, after it's like he flipped the switch. He was like, okay, it's my turn. Let me go. I'm gonna hit you with this. I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna throw you into the ropes. I'm gonna clothesline your ass. I'm gonna pick you up and throw your ass. And after that, I'm gonna power bomb you, and that's the end of the match. Ding, ding, ding. That's it. I'm done with the match, bro.
His entrance is dope too, though.
I love his entrance. Yeah, always love his entrance.
Everything is good.
Goon time.
Speaking of stars, like I was telling the mayor when he came, I was like, bro, he looks like a fucking star.
Yeah.
Like,
there's certain things that those
like,
guys
that's a champion.
have.
Like he is a champion.
Like, even with his 2 guys on flanking him, like introducing them, even if it wasn't Samantha, it would be Ludwig Kaiser.
Oh, yeah.
Like, him introducing him as the ring general.
Yeah.
Like, that shit still, like, because what they do is they put the spotlight on him.
Yeah.
And they make the shit, it's only about him. And then all of a sudden, lights come up. Go, Tom! Yeah. Like, God, hey, okay. Like, everything about that is, he's that guy. Yeah. That's all. Like, with Jay, I was like, okay, I fuck with it, but not yet. Not all the way yet. Yeah. You getting there, but not yet.
I can feel that. It wasn't fight night. It was fight weekend. Because,
so many hands thrown.
Yeah, your namesake got a 2-piece knocked on his ass.
That was wild, bro.
Cleveland Guardians third baseman Jose Ramirez and Chicago White Sox. What position is he?
He plays he's kind of utility. He playing outfield, he playing shortstop and second. I think that game he playing second.
Okay, Tim Anderson.
He never played second or shortstop.
They got into some fisticuffs over the weekend. Both were suspended. I believe Tim Anderson got 6 games. Jose Ramirez got 3. Tim Anderson started it, and Ramirez finished.
My man squared up after he slid. Trying to tag his ass. Like, hold on, wait a minute.
Squared up. My man's got more. He got more games suspended than the guy that knocked him out.
Yeah, man.
No,
He started it.
But he started it, though. It was like, watch your mouth, nigga. You gonna square up. It ain't sweet all that.
They could have got the same amount, bro. He slept through a couple innings. After that one,
He walked up like, where am I?
Game over.
What happened?
Bro. Then the motherfucker start tweeting.
If you ever find yourself as the main character on Twitter, you just gotta write it out.
Just lean into it, bro.
Don't try to explain yourself. Don't
just
try to
take
fight
it in.
back. Just roll with the punches
Take that in.
and wait for the next person to hit that spotlight. 'cause
The more you
It ain't
fight, the
gonna
more you
last.
gonna get knocked.
Yeah.
Boy. Woo. I don't know which one of y'all was on our account, but when the motherfucker said, what did he say? He said, I've been sleeping a lot lately or some shit like that. Somebody put the little smirky face when he was looking at the camera, kind of laughing, trying not to laugh. I'm like, bro, this gotta be Eric. I was like, cause ain't no
I've
way,
been
boy.
Sleeping a lot, like, yeah.
Something along those lines. That shit had me, bro. It was like 2 or 3 tweets. That I was like, dog, why?
Cass was excited about that boxing match, bro. Everybody thought they had hands.
They was boxing in Alabama on the boats. They was boxing in motherfucking MLB. They was Jake Paul had a fight, beat Nate Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
Who else had a fight? Somebody else had a fight this weekend.
Bud and Arrow last week.
Nah, I'm talking about this weekend. Somebody else was throwing hands. There was a lot of hands thrown this weekend.
That was the first time I've seen like 2 baseball players square up, though.
Like literally square up. Like, hold on, bro. Let me go ahead.
And the up just moved back. Like, all right, man, y'all got it. Y'all got it. I'm straight.
My man's caught the hook.
He caught a filthy one. Oh,
Fell down and shit.
He immediately regretted everything.
As soon as I said, I was like, no!
He hit the ground like, I'm sorry.
Now niggas think they can try Tim all over the world. Like, ain't that a bitch?
He gonna be fighting for the rest of his career, bro.
They said, what's the name? Yasmani Grandal. They said he smacked him.
He said, no, he ain't do that. He came out and was like, that's not true. That shit ain't happening. Because they said before the All-Star game. He's like, no, that's not true. That's not true. See, again, niggas think they can try Tim all over the world now. Now they think they can just, hey, you see what happened to the other Tim. No, fuck that. Fuck that.
You said like these hands work over here.
I leave them equipped at all times, goddamn.
Never leave home without.
Hell no. I be telling cats when I be throwing shit at work, they be dropping shit. I'm like, I guess you left your hands at home.
That's why they want to try you, not because of Tim Anderson.
Because of your mouth, nigga. I can't say watch your mouth. He's steady talking shit.
Equipped at all times, my guy. They stay in the pack.
Hey, we gonna see Tim on the news for
on the rim.
Hey, no, they was fighting at work. They literally was throwing hands at work. They told us we couldn't even work the weekend, bro. They was like, look, y'all done been working Saturdays and Saturdays on top of Saturdays. Y'all can take the weekend off. They was throwing hands at work.
They seeing each other too much.
Yeah. Too much, and it's hot in that bitch. Hey, no, okay.
No, fuck
we good.
This job, nigga, squirrel.
We good. No more overtime. Take your asses home.
So yeah, there were many tweets that they pulled up from Tim Anderson in the past. The 2 that I retweeted were, one was from 2012. It said, sometimes stuff hit me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And the other was from 2014. It said, I've been asleep all day.
Yeah.
I seen that one. I was like, that gotta be Eric.
That did age well.
I've been asleep all day. I said he shouldn't have got 6. He could have got 3. He was asleep a couple innings.
Yeah. That's funny. And they play over 100 games because sit down, put some ice on my jaw, shit.
Pause.
Ice on my jaw. That's a pause.
Yeah, you gotta relax.
It is kind of
That's
borderline.
Using it too much.
Use what?
Your jaw.
Don't try to play like you ain't know what you
I be frank. I be wild. I didn't think I was that type. All right, Cam.
Cameron be pausing so.
He be egregious.
That's funny, dog.
I walked through the door. Pause.
You walking? You going through doors? You walking?
Like, you gotta relax, dog.
We're gonna hit these last ones real quick. Paul.
That's it. Here you go.
USA baseball sets the record. In a U12 World Cup game, they defeated New Zealand 43-1.
Boy, when I seen that score,
I was just like, what?
by the way, what happened to the mercy rule?
That's the first thing I said. I was like, ain't no mercy rule.
No mercy.
When it was 20-1, it should have
That's
stopped.
no mercy rule.
When it was 25-1, it should have stopped.
The mercy rule is 20. If y'all losing by 20, it's over.
It usually stops in the 7th inning,
Yeah.
6th inning. Usually it's the 7th, but it's like
If
you up 20, you usually stop it in the 7th. Y'all let them go 43.
If I was New Zealand, I would have just like, hey, pack up your shit.
Don't throw nobody else out there to pitch. We ain't throwing the ball no more, bro.
43? I would have been waving a white flag like, all right, bro,
We ain't even hitting. We got one run, bro.
We good.
They probably was cheering like a motherfucker when they got that one. They 12. You 12 team. 12 and under. Like, what we doing? The MLB got mercy rules. Why we ain't got one for the U12 team? Bro, damn near, they keep the shit going.
No, they play. They be 50 something, bro. They gonna keep playing.
Oh no, I thought he said the MLB.
I feel like they got a mercy rule.
No.
I'm gonna look this shit up. I feel like they got a mercy rule. MLB mercy rule.
High school we had one. College.
Mercy rule in the MLB. Is there a mercy rule in the MLB?
Hell no.
Hey, dude.
There isn't one.
That's what I said. This nigga. A mercy rule.
That's what I said. But they have things where like they got a rolling in it.
I'll let you do it.
So like I seen shit with them in. You know they was like, hey, fuck it.
We ain't have to use
Don't
that
do
in
it
a minute,
again.
dog.
Don't do it again.
Just take your L and move on, my guy.
Exactly. We just talked about taking L's. So just let it go. Tim never knew how to take it.
So here you go.
You get a lot of them, but you get some more take it.
Boy, I take a lot of L's.
Exactly. You should know dog take it.
I do. I fight some of them, not all of them. I fight some of them, not all of them. I may argue a couple of them that I, trust but verify.
But even when there's verification, you
fuck
still
that
fight
shit.
it.
Exactly.
It depends on who the source is.
See, look at it.
Again, this is you not taking the
We're not
L.
stipulations to this motherfucker. We see things.
Okay. There you go. We'll go to the women's national team first because it wasn't a mercy rule, but they got up out of the Women's World Cup expeditiously. They lost to Sweden in the round of 16. They barely made it to the round of 16.
Boy.
They lost 5-4. I think they lost on
And
penalties.
penalties. Yeah. On the last shot.
Rapinoe?
No, it was the Sweden's last shot.
Okay. Was Rapinoe the one that missed? Because it's
I
5-4, right?
I don't know.
Anyway, this team had the U.S. women's national team had not lost a women's World Cup match for 12 years.
Yeah.
They never finished worse than third in the tournament, and were aiming for an historic World Cup three-peat, a near impossible feat never achieved in men's or women's soccer.
Squad to do it.
They did, but like we talked about it, I think it was that last week or whenever they were getting started, where it's like, I think after the first game, they were like, yeah, they won, but they ain't quite look right.
Like they supposed to.
And then the rest of the group stage, they were still kind of shaky. Like they didn't win any more games after that.
Mm-hmm.
They barely made it up.
They barely made it out. And then to get bounced in the round of 16. Like, I know a lot of people, I think I put it in the comments last week, people were saying, like, the coach wasn't really utilizing his bench well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I made the joke that he was running the Nick Nurse rotation.
Ah.
But it's just like they didn't really utilize their personnel. Like, we know what the women's national team is talent-wise. So, to have this showing is disappointing, but I do think that they're like, it's like the men's basketball team where it's like you're kind of a victim of your own success, where it's like
you've been so good
for the men's team making it to round 16, like that's a win.
Yeah.
But for the women's team, like, oh my god, this is a failure of epic proportions, and like what's wrong with the team, and everybody is, whatever.
And they got, because they do have the best team in the world. Like, it's one of those, like, ain't no way this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the politics of the team is now being, like certain people were seemingly certain Americans were seemingly rooting against the national team because of,
making their Missed one.
But because of her,
Shit,
as one of the examples,
so
like
you got top players missed them. Megan Rapinoe, Sophia Smith, and Kelly O'Hara.
But 4 years from now, I'm sure they'll be back, and I'm sure this is gonna leave a bad taste in their mouth. So, good luck in 2027.
Oh, I think it's wrapping up, but still, she retired.
Yep, this is our last one. So her and Sue Bird get to go off into the sunset together.
That's sweet.
I mean, very what is that?
Too sweet.
Speaking of Sue Bird, one of her best friends, Diana Taurasi, became the first WNBA player.
She's my WNBA
at
goat.
least 10,000 points over the course of her
She's
career.
always my favorite player.
Yeah,
Being cold.
yeah, she definitely. She one of those.
My Aces got waxed
Oh, yeah,
over
yeah.
the weekend, like Liberty.
Yeah, Liberty came.
Bust
Oh.
that ass, yeah.
Liberty is good.
Sabrina got her shit.
Yeah.
I mean, she been
She
doing
been
one.
locked in.
I mean,
She been doing no because I've been betting on WNBA games.
But she had the past like
so-
5 games. She been
No,
good.
so Sabrina's been cool. That game she popped
Yeah.
because I've been betting on WNBA games lately, trying to make myself kind of go into watching it.
You bet
Just kind
on,
of start paying
you bet
attention to
on-
it.
What is it called?
Slam ball.
Price
Yeah.
picks. No, not
Cornhole.
No, fuck you.
No.
No, I don't. But it was literally
I was
it
watching
was,
horseshoes on ESPN yesterday.
it was the mindset of okay, if I bet on WNBA, it'll allow me to start paying more attention to it and stuff like that. So realize
that
that
makes
the
sense.
Phoenix is cold.
Yeah.
I feel that Phoenix only got like 2-3 L's on a year.
No,
Means who?
Hold on, bro.
You talking about the Mercury? No.
Yes,
Hey,
bro.
wait,
The
wait,
Aces have 3
Yeah,
losses.
the Aces got 3.
Phoenix has a good record last
No,
time.
they do not.
Hit
They
him
are
with
under
the
500.
bell.
Are they under 500 now?
Hit him with the bell.
Almost positive.
You're right. I'm tripping. I was wrong one. I was thinking the Sun. Connecticut Sun. I associated Phoenix with the Sun.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Connecticut Sun.
The
not
Mercury
Phoenix
are
Sun.
7-20.
Yeah, the Mercury are 7-20. The Connecticut
Nice.
Sun
They talking
are
about
21-7. That's the team I was talking about. But no. So I was paying attention to the Sun. I was paying attention to the Sky. I was paying attention to that. I like the Aces since their inception. But yeah. So it's yeah. But it has allowed me to kind of start perusing through the WNBA kind of thing. So that was Sabrina popped that game.
Wilson is like that chick. Angel Wilson is that chick.
But it's funny. So, like, Sabrina popped in that game. And Kelsey Plum was one of the main ones talking shit about her. Like, when she got the 2K cover and the All-Star stuff. Like,
I like that.
I do too. I mean,
I like Alyssa Thompson. Thomas. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I'm like, I don't know why I'm preferential to the bigs.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Like I know Jacquel Jones has been cold, but like she cold. Like there was a couple, but then there was the guard on the. Is it the Sun? What's her name? I'll find it for you. Y'all go ahead.
But my favorite, Arike, obviously, for
sure.
I love that's the only reason why I watched those.
Satu's cool too. Satu Savage.
Oh yeah.
And Natasha Howard, like they got squad. Like
yeah, they do.
Before they
played
played the Aces, I was like, they might be able to give them a run for their money. And then they played the Aces. The Aces smoked them. It was like, ah, man.
Yeah,
but then Chelsea Gray's like my favorite for sure to watch.
Atlanta, their team, their arena is dope.
I haven't seen their arena.
Their
I
arena
haven't
is
paid
dope.
attention to their arena.
Their arena.
But Ryan Howard is cold. Did you find it? Because if not, we're gonna move on.
Go ahead, move on.
On X.
Oh, you know where to find it.
You looking at Triple X on X.
You know where to find it, huh?
You got the right one. But speaking of watching stuff, we got 2 Tech Files sending me worthy shows that premiered this week.
Oh, I gotta watch that tonight. I'm watching that shit tonight.
So you talking about Hard Nuts? Hard Nuts.
This is Hard Nuts. You want to talk about me? This nigga out here watching it on X. Goddamn. Talk about Hard Nuts. Pause. Goddamn it. Personal.
First of all,
Hello. All of that shit. Give them all of the damn drops. God shit. Hard Nuts.
Hard nuts.
see you hard. You heard Hard Nuts.
See, and then he said hard. Look at it. He can't even think. He can't stop thinking about it. It ain't me.
Hard Nuts is wild,
That's
bro.
crazy.
That's wild.
Then he said you hard thinking about it. Ain't that
What the fuck?
that a bitch? That ain't me. That's AJ.
I ain't say nothing about being hard.
Run it back. Hey, hit rewind 30 seconds ago. I guarantee you him say hard.
Oh man, hard nuts is wild.
That's crazy.
I'm assuming you're talking about Hard Knocks.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I think come on tonight at like 9 o'clock. Let me check my HBO app.
Y'all ain't making me watch it anymore. I have no idea.
oh man.
I'm not trying to watch Aaron Rodgers.
'Cause I know they have it, this first episode will also have the preseason game that they played too. So I'm like, oh y'all current winning.
Yeah, because remember we said like they tried to make it so they had as little time as possible.
Oh, that shit dropped tonight too?
What time?
Winning time.
It did
It's on Sunday.
Somebody was just talking about it.
Yeah, they dropped Sunday.
It dropped this past Sunday.
Yeah, because I was
okay.
seeing it like it was one of my things that popped up. It was like new episode, winning time. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
we back in there.
Yep. So that's what I'm gonna be locked into for the next couple weeks.
yeah, most definitely.
I guess the answer is yes. Camille put in here. Are you guys planning to watch?
Yeah, most
yeah.
It should either be about episodes. My vote is for winning time.
Yeah.
For sure.
I do not want to watch Hard Knocks,
No,
even in a good year, but definitely not this year.
Yeah, we could definitely.
No, I'm definitely watching
Winning
this
time.
year.
I mean, you can watch it. I just don't want to talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then I just have a quick blow the whistle to get us up out of here. Sorry, I should have.
They got a show called Rockin' the Hard Place.
Damn,
Yeah, shit.
sounds like your type of party.
Yeah. Hard nuts.
Wow, what?
Y'all gonna make that the title version.
Mm-hmm.
Hard nuts.
My blow the whistle is on the Baltimore Orioles. I think specifically their ownership, the Angelos family, but they suspended team broadcaster Kevin Brown. His last game, I believe, his last game, I believe, was July 26th, and he won't be reinstated until August 11th. You want to know what gets you suspended for 3 weeks as a team broadcaster? It was for literally presenting factual information.
Really?
So, they played the Rays recently, and they have, over the course of I think the last 5 years, been atrocious. Like, they haven't won a series against the Rays. Before this year, they hadn't won a series against the Rays, I believe, in the last 5 years.
God damn.
Last year, they won 3 games total against the Rays, who are in their division. So they played them, 20 some odd times?
Yeah.
They won 3 games total. Not 3 series,
That's crazy.
3 games.
That's wild.
So they ran down all the stats about the Orioles versus the Rays and how this year is different. I don't know how many games that they played against them this year, but they've already won more games this year
Than they have in the last 5.
than they have definitely last year. But
The Orioles are actually pretty decent this year.
right, the Orioles are having a good year. That's why it also is is this really what you want to do? So they ran that graphic. That was the intro to the game, and it was all said positively. It was okay, here's where we've been. This is where we're at now. This is what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? It's just, again, presenting facts. So then they suspended the play-by-play guy for that,
That's
right.
Yeah, that's right.
which
What, just
also
talking truth?
doesn't make sense because it's okay, they had graphics for it. They had the whole graphic on the screen
You gotta
showing
suspend the graphic designer,
the director,
the producer, the director of the producers.
But it's because Orioles ownership is notoriously thin-skinned. It's they've.
Don't talk about our L's.
Kevin Brown actually, after he was suspended from the TV slide, had to fill in for the radio guy because he was suspended because they've made a rule now where all on-air talent has to wear team issue gear. Mind you, this is the fucking radio guy.
Bro,
who
don't nobody see him.
sees.
What? That's stupid as hell.
Who saw him and told him? No, who snitching? Who told on him?
That's stupid.
Again, other things they've been banned unofficially from mentioning ex-Orioles players, like if they come back and play against it, like they're not supposed to.
So he used to play for us.
Yeah, like it's some thin-skinned billionaire bullshit. Like,
y'all get the fuck out of here, boy.
Yeah, that's weird.
but it's like not talking about it doesn't change the fact that your team has been ass for the last 5 to 10 years.
Or that he used to play on the team because every fan in the stand goes like, "Damn, I wish he was still playing for us. He busting y'all ass."
Like the people paying attention are the ones that know that you've been ass for the last 5 to 10 years and that these dudes used to play for you. So like, just because you don't say it on TV doesn't change that reality.
That's wild. Man, that's petty.
That's fucked.
That's real petty, bro. Y'all ain't got nothing else better to do, owners, than to try to get rid of folks that you don't even see. How you gonna suspend a radio guy for not wearing team gear? What kind of shit is that? Y'all don't even see the man. Who told is the question. Who's sending these secret ass emails? Cause ain't no way, boy. Hey, he ain't got on orange and black today. I ain't see that bird on his chest.
Yeah,
that's wild.
that's what
Dudes, we have one comment that I want you to highlight.
Touch on you?
The second to last one above the meals, so that you guys can see it. How'd you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't see it. Anyway, Titanium World. Oh, there it is. Titanium World said, "This is a good sports show. Y'all should be proud." Somehow, I always forget this. So,
I appreciate you,
appreciate you, brother.
thank you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
Definitely
a good way to
appreciate
go out. Go out on top
Right.
before you take it back.
it.
So that has been episode 304 of Technical Foul. Again, Camilla is not with us in studio. She's in the comments. Say hi to her.
Feel better.
That's her Twitter at Camille Monet.
Yep.
Yeah.
CAMILLEMONAE.
And then if you're just on other platforms, just type that in. It's probably the same there too.
Mhm.
I am at Bucksburger on Twitter.
So you get
That is all that you get.
I am everyday_gentleman on Instagram, KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat. Well, X.
Nope.
And I guess it's your boy,
I guess.
TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. Yeah! What holla?
Shouts out, man.
Fucking lame.
Scuba Gooden Jr.
My man,
Scuba
was getting
Good.
motherfucking
Michael B.
shits
Phelps.
in. They say black people can't swim. Shit.
The man was out there hitting the breaststroke.
My man's out here getting the gold medal. I was thinking of Planters Peanut, nigga.
Planters peanut.